And in the days before iron was manufactured through a large-scale industrial process, such as a blast furnace, iron was made for a local market on a small scale in a smelter about the size of an old-fashioned dustbin. If you imagine an old-fashioned dustbin sized cone of clay with a stoking hole at the top and a flue at the bottom, and you would put into that kiln or furnace layers of crushed iron ore or hematite interleaved with layers of charcoal fuel, set fire to it and then pump a set of hand bellows like billio for a couple of hours, adding more material and disturbing it so you're getting good mixing, good fusing. Eventually, if you're lucky, all of the iron from the iron ore will drop out because it is heavier than everything else and sink to the bottom of the smelter, and it will coagulate in a tennis ball or grapefruit sized lump, and that is known as your bloom of iron, hence bloomery. Now that finished bloom, once extracted, would be taken off to the blacksmiths for further working to make it more malleable. Various substances would be added to it to try and harden it, and eventually it would be made into everything from bladed instruments, knives, sickles, plough blades, weapons of war, tableware, cutlery, hinges, doorknobs and latches, whatever the need was. And that's all taking place on a fairly local scale. And there are about 250 or so iron bloomeries in the Lake District, so you can see that there was always one effectively, at the edge of your valley, not too far away, somebody you could always go to purchase iron. And these things are satisfying the demand between about 1250 and about 1550, after which time technology improves and you get the introduction of water-powered bloomeries, so water wheels providing the energy for the bellows. They're called bloom smithies. And then finally at about 1700 you get the first blast furnaces appearing, which really are taking it to a different industrial scale of production altogether. Now, why you would have an industrial process located on an island might seem baffling to start off with, but I feel there's a lot of common sense involved. First of all, the industrial process is going to produce lots of smoke, lots of smells, it's going to be noisy, and it's going to produce a lot of fairly toxic waste. So it's better to put yourself away from other people outside of a town or village. That island is pretty ideal in terms of distancing yourself from other people who you might annoy. The two things that you need, presuming your clay can be found locally from one of the beds of the rivers entering the lake, you need two ingredients to make iron. First of all, you need your hematite or your crushed iron ore, and that, if you're on an island, can be transported by boat from anywhere within the catchment, within the margins of the lake. Iron ore is obviously heavy, so it's obviously easier if you can transport it by boat rather than trying to bring it by pack horse or by cart along the pretty basic roads that would have been in existence around that time. The other thing you need is charcoal fuel, and experiments have shown that you need about 10 tons of charcoal fuel to smelt 1 ton of iron ore. So not only are you transporting lots of heavy iron ore, you're transporting a lot of very bulky, if light, but still very bulky and cumbersome charcoal fuel.